Hey everybody. I know it's late. I apologize. I was supposed to come at y'all with this live earlier today, but some mishaps was going on with the kids and everything, and I had to wait till everything was in order with my kids. But make sure you guys like the video on the way in. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And please make sure you share the video. On all your favorite social media sites like Facebook or Twitter, Instagram. And hello to everybody out there watching on Instagram, and hello out there to everybody watching on YouTube. Today we are going to be talking about Married to Medicine, Season 6, Episode 8. And it looks like Miss Hogg was in here a little bit early before I got started. I don't know if she'll be back, but good night, Miss Quab. If you're about to go to bed, if you come back, let me know you're back in the room. But for everybody else, we're going to be discussing Season 6, Episode 8 of Married to Medicine, and it's called Pajama Drama. And everybody remember, hit me up in the chat. Let me know your thoughts on this episode or about any of the characters, or just say, hey, let me know you're here. And again, make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and please share the video. But this episode, we opened up with Simone visiting Dr. Jackie, and they're rehashing Dr. Garrett's housewarming party. And Dr. Jackie, she's still trying to figure out a way to get Quad to trust them enough to open up with them about her divorce or her marriage, to Dr. Gregory and all the issues and drama that's been going on with them. And since Heavenly's spiritual journey trip, when she went back home to Miami, Florida, that trip went really well, and the ladies had a great time, kicking it in the hotel and whatnot. So she came up with the plan, you know what? Maybe me and the ladies, the ones who went on the trip, Heavenly, Simone, and her, along with Quad, Mariah, and everybody else, Toya, maybe they should get together and have a pajama party, aka Pajama Jam. So that's what she's going to plan for these ladies. Now, I don't know if you ever had a grown folks Pajama Jam, but it can be a lot of fun, especially if it's a group of ladies who all get along. As far as these ladies, though, I'm hoping that this might be a solution to Quad, to help Quad with her issues with them. And hopefully, if she does decide to open up, she'll listen to them, allow her to get the floor, and also, they'll give her undivided attention, this time, hopefully. But we shall see. And didn't I tell y'all last week, when I did the review last week, remember when they were getting ready for Dr. Garrett's party? It was like a dress up, housewarming party. And Simone and Cecil, they were in the bedroom, and Simone was twerking, backing it up on Mr. Cecil and everything. I have said that I think that they are now doing it again. I said Simone must be giving up the cookies to Mr. Cecil, because they haven't had sex in a very, very long time. They had been having issues, and then they were, about to have a divorce, and then they worked things out, and they still weren't having sex, when we started this season. But I knew it. And so when she came to visit Dr. Jackie, she told her, she was like, me and Cecil, we had sex. Dr. Jackie, she was like happy too, and I'm like, about time finally you didn't open up that jar of cookies and gave Mr. Cecil some. But anyway, I knew it. You ain't twerking like that unless somebody was giving you something to twerk about. So I knew they had did it. But anyway, Dr. Contessa, now she's dealing with the after effects of her surgery, And man, this lady is not trying to listen to her husband, Dr. Scott. And even though she's a doctor, who would probably most definitely chastise her own patients if they weren't following doctor's orders, she is still refusing to take her pain meds. She's like, the meds, they make me like woozy and they make me sleepy, and she don't like taking them, around the kids. And I can understand that, but when she said that the pain sometimes feel like it's like a burning, like it's burning through her chest, I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to be wheezy and drowsy and acting like I'm high as a kite around my kids. Because I know my hubby is there, and I know my hubby got me. He got me and the kids. But ain't no way I'll be just sitting there in pain suffering. Nope, 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 nope. But anyway, he said he's going to get her to take that medicine. So hopefully she'll take her medicine like her doctor prescribed and like her husband, Dr. Scott, orders, and get some much needed rest. And then Mariah, when she was up cooking breakfast, for her hubby and her children, Dr. Aiden gave her some not so good news. Basically, his job or the hospital, wherever he works, they had a merger. And like some mergers, sometimes departments, they cut people, they cut employees. Sometimes they have to rearrange staff and people get pushed into different departments and or let go. But it doesn't sound like he's necessarily going to get, put into a different department. It sounds more like, he might have to look for somewhere else to work. And of course, Mariah is not too happy with that because she's used to living down south, in the southern region. So she's like, when he had mentioned places like California, she was like, oh no, nope, 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 nope. I did not plan to raise my children in no California. She prefers, to stay down south. And what I really liked about her and his conversation was that even though she was like, you know what, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go. I'm not happy with this. He was basically, listening, and you could tell that he really doesn't want her to be unhappy. He was more like, you know what? What she said exactly was, I don't want to go, but I know it's your decision, but I don't want to go. And he, let her know, you know what? It's our decision. It's not just my decision. It's our decision. And that is a good look on behalf of him because it's like, she's more like a housewife. She runs the household. He is the breadwinner. So being that he is the breadwinner, if his job, goes away and he has to go out and, look for another job, sometimes when you're a doctor, you might not find a position in your city or in your state and you have to move. So, but he still was like, you know what? This is our decision. So I know in the end that they are going to come to some kind of mutual understanding and hopefully an agreement where maybe they don't have to go as far as California. I know he also said some places like the Carolinas. I think he said South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Either South Carolina or North Carolina, but either way, I know things is going to work out for them too because they seem to be, really good at working things out together. And also, as far as Atlanta, like where they living right now, even my job has been trying to get me to move down south to Atlanta. And I keep, no, I don't want to move to Atlanta. Not right now. It's not the perfect timing. I've never been to Atlanta. So what we did this year was we went down to Atlanta, for our family vacation this year. We was going to go to California, actually. But then we switched it up at the last minute to Atlanta because I wanted to see what it's about. And I must say, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The children loved it. But being the oldest one is graduating next spring, and the youngest one is graduating, the oldest one is graduating from college. And the youngest one is graduating from high school, both next spring. No, not the right time. The timing is not now for me to move anywhere, not even across the street with all the financial obligations I have coming up. But anyway, Dr. Heavenly, she is at another appointment with her doctor, Dr. K, and he is her therapist, her anger management coach or therapist or counselor, whatever you want to call it. And he wanted to know, how was your spiritual journey? How did everything go when you went back home to Miami? Um, did you work anything out, with yourself spiritually, emotionally, mentally, you know? And telling Dr. K her experience of how she had totally forgotten, or maybe not forgotten, but just kind of put it to the back of her head, to the back of her conscious, what she felt, or how horrible or how bad or how sad she felt when she found out her dad had died. And then to find out a little bit more about her background, like her mother used to work a lot. Her dad was not always around. He was a military man, so he was in the military. So, he wasn't at the home a lot. And then, reflecting on her journey back home, she's coming to terms with the fact that, what, maybe the way that she acts, the things that she do when she get angry or when she gets in arguments, maybe it's pretty much because her mother, she said her mom worked like 3 to 11. So therefore, if she got up in the morning, it was time to go to school, you see your mom, they might make you breakfast, send you off to school, give you a hug, love you, goodbye, have a good day. When they got home, her mother wasn't there because she was at work. And then being that her mom probably got home at 11 o'clock at night, it was probably more of like, come in, check on the kids because they're probably asleep. She goes to sleep, and then the next morning it's the same thing. Get up, get ready for school, and out the door. So basically, between both parents, throughout her teenage years, she really, didn't spend a lot of quality time with her parents, is what she was saying. And that probably does have a lot to do with the way she communicates when she's upset. When she gets upset, she goes from 0 to 1,000 in like 2.5 seconds. And she has a habit of going back to like a childish demeanor, like, yo mama. All the time she get into with the ladies, yo mama this, yo mama that. Like, what grown person still uses yo mama? Like, come on now. That is like grade school, something a grade school child should be saying. Well, maybe not should be, but they could get away with it at that age. You know what I'm saying? But then she was like, you know what? She asked the doctor, what else can I do? Because I'm still having challenges with my anger issues. And Dr. K was just like, you know what? Just keep on coming. Just keep on coming to these appointments. Just keep bringing him them coins. And one day, hopefully, she'll eventually be healed. Hopefully. And anyway, as far as our girl Quad goes, she finally went through the procedure of filing for her divorce. And again, her beautiful mother, her mother is so pretty. Her beautiful mother, her aunt, aka Thelma and Louise, that's what they call themselves. They reassure her again, you know what, no matter what you're going through, whether you divorce Gregory or not divorce Gregory, whether you want to give it another shot, whether you want to go through therapy, couples counseling, whatever, we got your back. We want the best for you. We just want you to be happy. So again, like I said, they're reassuring her, that she can depend on them for support, because she still doesn't feel like she can really depend on, too many people for support, especially the ladies, on the cast. But some of the ladies are also getting a little bit exaggerated with Quad, because she's still not opening up to them. And on top of that, they have to find out on social media, on the blogs, that Quad filed for divorce. And they don't think that's right, because they all supposed to be friends. I guess they figured, well, if she don't tell us, details, of what she's going through, she could at least told us first that she filed for divorce instead of them finding it out on the blogs. But I don't know. Everybody don't do things the same, and everybody, all divorces are different. People's feelings are different. What Quad is going through, I can't judge her on what she's going through. I've never been there. I've never been in her shoes. I don't know what exactly goes on in her bedroom. But anyway, on the night of the slumber party, everybody, Jackie, Simone, Toya, everybody's hoping, that maybe this night will be the night when they get a breakthrough with Quad, and she'll open up and, at least give them a little bit of info on her relationship so that they can be there for her. But when Jackie started playing that second game, because remember the first game, they had to basically they had to pull a name, and they had to imitate whoever name they pulled, act like them or talk like them, walk like them, that was a fun game. But then when they got to the next game, which really wasn't a game, it was more like everybody write down a question that you have for the group. And then somebody, they would take turns pulling questions and reading the questions out loud to get an answer. And one of the questions was, I can't remember word for word what it was, but it was basically like, how do you know when it's time to end a friendship? It was something like that. How do you know when it's time to end a friendship? And Jackie was saying basically, sounded like she was talking like about quiet. She was like, well, if you have a friend that really doesn't talk to you, a friend that never gives you their shoulder to lean on, a friend who never seems like they can trust you with their situations, a friend who never, just the things that she was saying, it was like everybody was like probably thinking, is she trying to throw a little shade at Quad, in a certain kind of way? But anyway, Toya was like, well, dang, if that's how a friend is supposed to act, how am I supposed to feel when Quad can't answer questions for us? When she don't want to speak to us, when she don't want to hang around us, we're supposed to be friends and, everything, and supposed to be able to, depend on each other, comfort each other, be there for each other. And it all went downhill. They was like, you know what? Not Mariah, I'm sorry, but Dr. Heavenly, you can really tell that she's growing, like growing. When she turned to Quan and she said, I know you don't want to talk. You said you don't want to talk about your marriage. Not tonight, you're not ready. But can we at least know how you're doing? Are you okay? She was like, I'm going through it or whatnot. I'm going through it the best way that I can. And after that, Toya, I guess she was like, everybody else, asking her something. Let me ask a question. She was like, I would like to ask you a question, Quad. And she was like, nope. Toya, nope. I'm not answering anything from you at all. And hi, lovely love. How you doing? But Quad was like, no, I'm not answering anything from you at all. And she said, and when she turned up her face, when Toya turned up her face, and matter of fact, fix your face, child. Fix your face. Boy, that was it. Toya started going in. You know what? Friends supposed to do this, friends supposed to do that. You could just tell that Toya was so like, this is probably the first time that I seen her really get like emotional, like really emotional, where it really seemed like, because in the past it just seems like, Toya, what's going on? How are you doing? Where's your husband? And Toya was like, I just want to ask you a question. You don't even know what I'm going to ask. Quad just went left on her, just went left. And then when they finally calmed them two down, and Toya was just like, I'm just trying to be there for you. I'm just trying to be your friend. I'm just trying to let you know that you can depend on us. You can come to us. You can speak to us and put it out there and let us know what's going on. And then in the end, we can all share a hug and love all over you and, let you know how we really are here to support you. And that was it. That's what finally broke Quad. She started crying. She told Toya to come here and give her a hug. I was like, hoo, 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 little tears running down at least one side of my face. I know I dropped a tear, at least one. But it was like really emotional. And they hugged and they hugged and they hugged. And Quad was just crying and crying and crying and crying. I was like, Lord Jesus, let the rivers flow. But anyway, after that, when they finally, pulled them apart, Quad apologized. She was like, I'm sorry, you know, I came in the door. I came in the door in the wrong frame of mind, and I just took it out on you. And I apologize. I know you love me. I love you too. And Toya was like, I guess Quad thought she was going to ask her, you know, specific questions regarding her relationship or her divorce. And Toya was like, all I wanted to know was, since you filed a divorce, should me and my man still be hanging around your husband? She just wants to make sure that she's not, you know, making matters worse for Quad by keeping her husband in their circle. And Quad was like, is that all you had to ask? If that's all you wanted to know. But anyway, she would have knew that if she wouldn't have went off the handle or anything. But anyway, I'm so glad that they were able to, for that moment, for that night, during the slumber party, they were able to, you know what, share a teary-eyed exchange, hug, love on each other. That's what Quad needs. She's going through a lot. I've never been through a divorce, so I can't tell anybody how to feel or who to talk to or what exactly information to put out there or what not to put out there. I mean, it got to be hard. It's hard enough breaking up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. But a husband, a wife, somebody that you went in front of God, in front of your church, in front of your loved ones, and, you know, said do or die to the end, that got to be hard. And it's public. It's a public divorce. Everybody knows. People are making a mockery of her and her husband. So, you know, I get it. I get it. But in the end, you'll heal more quickly. Anything you're going through, you'll heal more quickly when you realize who have your best interests at heart and who your real friends are and who your real supporters are, and stay away from the haters. So anyway, you guys let me know what you thought about the episode. Let me know what you thought about any of the cast members. As far as Toya, I was going to ask, do you guys really feel like she was sincere in where she was coming from? But I think you guys would agree with me on that. You know, like I said, I've never seen her get that emotional before. And she seemed like she was really coming from her heart when she was talking to Quad. So you guys, please, again, let me know what you thought about the episode. Make sure you hit me up in the chat. Let me know you were here. Put any of your comments in the chat. And please, 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 if you did not like the video on the way in, please like the video on the way out. And also subscribe if you're not a subscriber. If you're just scrolling across my channel, please subscribe. Feel free. We like to have a lot of fun over here. Not too much drama. Not too much drama. We just like to have a good time over here. So please subscribe and make sure you share my channel. And I really appreciate it. And in the meantime and in between time, squad, I know it's late. It's almost time to get ready for bed. So you guys stay safe. Be blessed. And I'm out.